To maintain control in South Africa as the country moved toward decolonization after the war, the white Afrikaners implemented apartheid laws excluding the majority Black population from politics and imposing racial discrimination in housing, transportation, land ownership, and employment. Nelson Mandela and others protested apartheid for decades. This advocacy paid off with the end of apartheid in 1994 with the creation of the new constitution and elections open to all races. India strived for decolonization and independence after World War II and developed and maintained a strategy of non-alignment during the Cold War. Prime Minister Nehru sought industrialization and modernization, so while not aligning with either side, he procured aid from the Soviets and the United States. India continues to maintain its political stability and its democratic system, which was established during the Cold War. South Africa has a total population of around 57.5 million. It is made up of the following ethnic groups: majority Black African, colored, white, and Indian Asian. The dominant religion is Christianity, followed by ancestral, tribal, animist, or other traditional African religions, Muslim, and other miscellaneous religions, or none. With a GDP of $680.04 billion in 2020, South Africa exports diamonds, gold, platinum, manganese, coal, and iron products. Some of the top industries are mining, automobile assembly, iron and steel, fertilizer, and food. South Africa has a parliamentary republic government. There are three capitals: Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. The military is called the South African National Defence Force and includes the Army, Navy, Air Force, Military Health Services, and Police Service. After World War II, all of Africa sought decolonization and independence. In South Africa, this change was stunted by the minority white population that wished to maintain power over the majority Black population by denying basic human and civil rights to tens of millions of South Africans. Whites in power had control of mineral extraction and industrial development, giving them an upper hand in South African government. The Afrikaner National Party instituted mass apartheid laws, segregating the Black population and causing civil unrest and violence. Despite the imprisonment of Nelson Mandela and other African National Congress leaders and activists, the anti-apartheid movement persisted throughout the 1970s and 1980s and was often extremely violent. In 1960, in Sharpeville, 69 Black activists were killed and around 200 injured by white police. The solution to many of the problems that South Africa faced after World War II did not see fruition until 1994, when apartheid finally ended with the institution of a new constitution, thanks to concerted efforts of the African National Congress and other political parties, and Nelson Mandela becoming the first Black South African president. The population of India is around 1.4 billion. It is made up of the following ethnic groups: Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, and other. The dominant religion is Hindu, followed by Muslim, Christian, Sikh, and other, and no specific religion. With a GDP of about $8.4 trillion in 2020, India exports refined petroleum, diamonds, packaged medicines, jewelry, and cars. Some of the top industries include textiles, chemicals, food processing, steel, transportation equipment, cement, mining, petroleum, machinery, software, and pharmaceuticals. The agriculture consists of sugarcane, rice, wheat, buffalo milk, potatoes, vegetables, bananas, maize, mango, and guavas. The military and security include the Indian Armed Forces, which consists of an Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. India is a federal parliamentary republic. India, like many under British rule, demanded independence after World War II. Rebels challenged representatives of Britain in India throughout the 19th century. The Indian National Congress and Mahatma Gandhi urged Indians to develop their own resources and to withdraw from the imperial economy by going on strike, refusing to pay taxes, or boycotting imported textiles. Muslims in India worried that their religious freedoms might be in jeopardy given the majority of Hindus. Muhammad Ali Jinnah wanted a separate Muslim state. In 1947, when the British left India, the country split into Pakistan and India, causing hundreds of thousands of Muslims and Hindu refugees to be displaced to Pakistan or India, respectively. The partition process spurred religious and ethnic warfare and had over 1 million casualties. Jawaharlal Nehru, leader of India, thought that each country has not only the right to freedom, but also to decide its own policy and way of life, and proposed non-alignment instead of aligning with the United States or the Soviet Union. However, Nehru still accepted industry aid from the Soviet Union and food from the United States. Gandhi and Nehru had so much support by 1947 that Britain was all but forced to give in, and the country was split into Pakistan and India. Though the partition caused violent conflict between the Muslims of Pakistan and the Hindus of India, India was an inspiration to other nations working toward decolonization, given their success in separating from British rule. South Africa and India both sought and gained independence after World War II, though South Africa had a much longer battle that lasted into the 1990s. The Black majority of South Africa fought for decades to gain independence and freedom from white oppressors, which culminated with a new constitution and voting eligibility for all races. In India, Gandhi promoted peaceful ways of protesting by boycotting and self-supplying. Ultimately, support for Gandhi and Nehru was so fervent that the British government had to concede and split the country into Pakistan and India according to religious majorities. Gandhi's nonviolence continues to inspire activists around the world. Apartheid in South Africa lasted decades and resulted in violent protests and the imprisonment of Nelson Mandela and other leaders. India's internal conflict resulted in between 500,000 and 1 million deaths from violence. Black South Africans spent decades fighting for freedom from white South Africans who imposed racist apartheid laws to restrict the Black population's involvement in politics and their freedoms. Apartheid finally ended in 1994. India maintained non-alignment during the Cold War while utilizing both sides for India's gain. South Africa and India both successfully decolonized, and neither elected a communist government, satisfying the United States concept of containment formed to stop the spread of communism, especially among the decolonizing countries as they formed their own governments. Thank you.